Well, hello, Your Majesty. This is Pedro at Large, and I wanted to thank you for your very heartwarming video concerning the appalling massacre that took place at the wedding. And it explained most graphically how terrorism does affect people of all types. And one thing that one has to say is that these are people who are not combatants in a war. They are people going about their normal civilian lives. And quite rightly, you raise the question, what can we do about it? I'd like to show you something, if I may. Sadly, I can't put the pictures up on YouTube properly because I don't own the copyright to them. This is a book which talks about the history of Spain in photographs, and I just want you to look at that particular one there of what took place in Madrid. And it's a huge gathering of people. And let me read to you what it says. In July 1997, 6 million Spaniards took to the streets together in an unforgettable and peaceful revolution against terrorist violence. This was not exceptional. Massive protests had taken place already in February 1996 after the murders of former Constitutional Court President Francisco Tomás y Valiente and a Basque socialist leader, Fernando Mejía. The scene was repeated in January 1998 when a Popular Party councillor and his wife were murdered in Seville. As well as the arrest of ETA activists, more than 500 were in jail. In 1998, police investigations led to the dismantling of much of its economic structure. The documents seized enabled Judge Garzón to order the closure of the Egin newspaper because of its links with the terrorist group. In September the same year, a month before elections to the Basque Parliament, and after Herri Batasuna had formed a nationalist front, the Pact of Estella, with the Basque Nationalist Party, PNV, and Eusko Alkartasuna, ETA, announced an indefinite and unconditional halt to violence for the first time in its history. I don't know what has happened in Spain since those days, but I do know that the 20th century has been full of ordinary people absolutely crowding the streets of cities and bringing change, and actually bringing change in situations which were potentially violent. We've seen it in the Ukraine, we saw it in Czechoslovakia, we saw it in many Eastern European countries. And my suggestion to your question is this: would it not be possible for governments throughout the world to organise mass street protests against terrorism, so that on one day throughout the world the capital cities could be blocked with ordinary people expressing their detestation for terrorism? And furthermore, if there was genuine desire amongst nations to stop this terrorism, that they would have exchange arrangements whereby people who were willing to actually testify against known terrorists in different nations would be able to start new lives under new identities in completely new countries. It may seem a fanciful thing, but Gandhi changed the situation in India through the effectiveness of peaceful protest. I believe the same thing happened in Spain concerning terrorism directly. And one heart aches when you see ordinary people like those people involved in that wedding suffering at the hands of people who have no moral standing whatsoever. That is my suggestion. It may be old-fashioned, but let's take to the streets. Let's be united throughout the world. Every free country, or every country that believes it's free, permitting the capital cities of those countries to be used for mass demonstrations, and then positive support and protection by the same governments for all those who are willing to testify against terrorists. Thank you for listening.